What's up, Victoria? It's me, Victoria, and today we're going to play with some makeup that's in the testing drawer just to see how I feel about it. Some of it I have featured a lot. Some of it had yet to be featured, so we're just going to play around. If you are new to my channel is focused on loving my makeup collection first and foremost before making a new makeup purchase. So if that's something you're into, I would love for you to subscribe. Jump scare, I got a haircut, but also this might not be the first time you see this haircut. I just literally don't know what you're going to see and when. MESSMAS is a crazy time. Also happy MESSMAS. It just means I'm posting every day until Christmas. So anyway, we're going to start with eyes today. And today I'm going to be using this from Glamanatrix Cosmetics, the Crown Legacy palette. So this was sent to me in PR, and this is in a collaboration with Monolith, which I believe is a retailer of indie brands in the United Kingdom or just the EU. They sent it to me. Very kind of them. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So I this kind of launched and I got it in PR, but then I don't really think I understand what the vision was. So when I hear royalty, I think of jewel tones. And so I see purple, I see gold, but there's a lot of green in here, which was surprising. And not that emerald is not a royal feeling color. It's just not what I would think of. I've done one look with this off camera, but it was very basic. So today I'm hoping to do something with the purples. That's kind of what my hope is. And we'll just see what we can do with it. I primed my eyes off camera, so we are going to just get into it. I'm going to start with the shade Noble, which is this beautiful light purple color. We're going to use it as a transition shade, and we're going to see how much it shows up on my skin. My hair is in this phase right now and it's growing out, and we are still growing it out, by the way. I don't know if I want it to go all the way to where my nipple is, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. And we're not even really fully past the shoulder. I do like this length. I just want it a little bit longer. The problem is that if you weren't here for this, my whole head of hair was a bunch of different lengths when I decided to make this decision. I had a disconnected mullet, so a normal crop situation on top and then a fade, and then at the very bottom my hair was really was longer than the rest, and it was kind of this look. It was a hairstyle that my hairstylist pitched to me because I think it was something that she wanted to try and see. And I did it for a little bit. It was fun and cool, but that just inspired me to want to grow my hair out more. So that's what we've been doing. And I had baby bangs, and we're clearly back to the baby bangs right now. And I just think I like my face better with baby bangs. We're still growing out the bangs, so they're just gonna stay all one length until they get to here-ish. But the thing that was bothering me is that this side of my bangs, whenever we were trying to grow them out in a curtain, this side of my head, for some reason, just the hair grew so much faster, and then it just kind of looked like this angular asymmetrical cut that I didn't like. And it kind of looked like it was forcing apart on this side of my head. And I just didn't like it. So we fixed the bangs. They're all one length, but we still have the sides growing out because this was all shaved for a while. Because then I was growing out my hair for a while with the sides shaved. So it's just been this whole journey to really try to get my hair to a place where I'm enjoying it. And I actually really like it. Another issue I was really having with it was that this has a lot of bulk because this is where the shorter hair from the front is growing out. So it's not much we can do about that until the hair is a little bit longer. So that's fine with me. But the back also was feeling really heavy, and I was I just want more layers in it, just so that I can just kind of throw some texture spray in it. Because when I was wearing my hair down and not up, it was I don't know, I just didn't like it when my hair was down. But this, I just feel it has a movement and just something, cute going on with it. And I like it so much more than I did. So that lavender shade's there, but it's pretty faint. So what I want to do, because I think I do want to build it up a little bit more, I just want to build it up a little bit more. So it's just a little more visible. So I'm going to get a denser brush to do this. That's very, 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 very faint on my skin tone, and I'm very desaturated, and colors often really pop on me, but that's not really doing much. I don't think it's supposed to. I don't know that I've ever tried a pastel eyeshadow from Glamanatrix. I do think I like bellabeautébar's pastel formula a little bit better. I feel I don't know, it felt a little less fussy than that. And my experience with trying Glaminatrix so far is that sometimes their formula is good and sometimes it's bad, because I think that they have a couple different formulas. I don't know if they I don't know. I really don't know. I actually just really don't know. And something that was interesting when I got this palette that I just noted, a lot of times indie brands, because their shimmers tend to be softly pressed, they will put these like little styrofoam things on it. If you've ever bought them, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've ever not bought from them, it's just to protect them and keep everything kind of just like smushed in the pan. But this formula did not come with that, which was the first time I got Glaminatrix with a shimmer formula that did not have them. So this must just be a more stable shimmer formula. I've only worn this shimmer so far, the shade Gilded, and it seemed just as sparkly as a lot of the other shadows I've tried from Glaminatrix. So I think like a stable formula is good. Like I think that's ultimately a very good thing for them to have figured out. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. That is like a little bit frustrating for me as someone who has like tried a couple different things from Glaminatrix as a reviewer and as someone who, you know, talks about their products and has liked some of them. It is really specific which ones I like, and it's not really due to color story, which sometimes it is, but like, I don't know, sometimes I like their formula and sometimes I don't. So like, I don't know, I like Glaminatrix as a brand, I think they're cool, but like, I don't know, I personally, I wouldn't blind buy any of their eyeshadows if I was a paying customer. I'm gonna go into the shade Throne here, we'll see what we're doing there. I feel like this wants to blend away. I feel like whenever I first apply it, it goes on very, very dark, and then as I'm blending it, it just kind of just feels like it's evaporating a little bit. I feel like it should look like that color. I'm gonna say it, I don't really like working with these purples. The only shades I have used is this column right here, and they worked fine if I recall correctly, but they're browns, so yeah, I'm not really sure that I'm loving these purple colors. They're like a little bit, I don't even really think they're patchy. I just feel like they've just not felt very like elegant to work with. It feels like, I often say I really like eyeshadow shades that I feel like I have control over. And while this is building slowly and blending okay, it's building too slowly and not well enough for me to feel as though like it's like worth it. Does that make sense? Like it's like too much going back and forth into the pan, putting on my eye, and I'm not really getting where I want it to. And I just feel like, yeah, I don't dislike the way it like looks, but I'm not really enjoying working with it. So that's pretty disappointing. I think that's all I'm gonna do for mattes. And then I'm going to put on the shade Opulent right here. There's a lot of different color sparkles in it. Very pretty, very dimensional. I just showed you a really thick swatch of that shade. I'm probably not gonna like apply it that deep on my eye, the way it showed up on my arm, but that's okay. Like, I'm not really looking for that, but we'll see what we end up with. Yeah, it's pretty. The vibe is not immaculate with this palette. So even though this is just like one eyeshadow look for me, and when I'm looking at this palette, like this wouldn't have been an eyeshadow palette I bought. There's too much green in it for my like personal liking for an eyeshadow palette. Too many shades, just my personal preference as well. It's not like fun enough. So kind of my philosophy with eyeshadow palettes going forward, it's like I want the eyeshadow palette to feel utilitarian to me. So something like basic and neutral, but maybe with some pops, which it would be something I would use a ton of. Love stuff like that. And or it just has to feel very like very, very special and like something I will want to play in sometimes. This isn't really sparking like something that I would like open up and feel like inspired by it. I'm not really feeling inspired by it. Like the look, like, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I'm going to take some Gilded on the inner corner and blend it up just as a little bit of a highlight. Gilded is really pretty. It's a really pretty eyeshadow shade. And it's like very of the eyeshadow shades I really like. I need another one of those. Like I need a hole in my head. Like always happy to play with them, but unnecessary. I don't think I'm going to do any eyeliner today, so I'm just going to throw on mascara. Nothing new there, just using the Surratt Releve mascara, and then we will move on to face products. Loving my hair. I am going to pin it out of my face, though. While we do this, let's just cross our fingers, cross all our fingers and toes, that when I take the pins out, that my bangs will go back to something that I enjoy looking at. Because I have found now that I pin my bangs back. Now, of course, I've like had bangs sort of before, but now I spend like more time on my face than like, I don't know. When I had the baby bangs, I would just like push them out of the way real quick to do, but we're now at a different we're at a different phase. So I'm just hoping that when all of this comes down, we'll figure it out. This might be a mistake. This is not a product that I was like very fond of the first time I used it, but I think this would be the best way for me to use it. In fact, I don't think I'm even going to use it all over my face. So this is from the Conjuring collection with Lethal Cosmetics. They sent this to me in PR, and this is their like powder putty. What do they call it? Yeah, it's like a balm setting powder. It has like some black in it. I don't know, just like, I get it, but like, let everybody calm down. So what I would like to do with this today, I had to clean up some fallout, which is a little bit annoying. I think this will be like a really nice like pore filling primer, which is not something that I get a lot of use out of in my makeup collection. I try them every now and then, and like they're nice to like have and try out whenever I like have them to try out, but they're not like my favorite thing. So the pores are largest on the center of my forehead. I probably will put it on my nose, and then I will put it on the center of my face. And then I'm going to use a second primer for the rest of my face. I'm pretty dry today. I already wore makeup once today to like do errands and stuff. So I'm just gonna put that in the center of my face. It's looking a lot like a pore filling primer on my skin. I didn't do it before and after, but you can tell there's just a little bit of perfecting, a little bit of soft blur filtering, but I didn't take it all the way up my cheeks because I'm going to put something more hydrating there. And then to prime the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Vive Super Skin Nova. So I'll try to wrap my head around this. Again, the order of when the videos come out. This is my second time trying this product ever. So I haven't like really given it the full testing, but the first time I used it, it didn't feel different enough from the regular Skin Nova to like warrant existing to me. Earlier today, I was using the regular Skin Nova. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really quite sure. I'll have to like look at what Vive said about it whenever it launched, but it's just like a little bit thicker on the skin, but not so much that it feels like someone with dry skin would get a lot more out of this than they would this. This is still incredibly awesome and just as good as I remember it being when I used it earlier. I don't know, a couple months since I had it. I finished it already. So I don't think I posted I don't know when my empties is going to go live, but I don't think I've posted my empties as of filming this. For complexion, I wanted to revisit the MRF, so the M.PH highlighting thing. So yeah, like this, the thing is, I do like this, but I don't also. The thing is, I do like it, and also, I do not. That's really the brunt of it. It's like, I do like it, but also in a very real way, I don't like it. And I think it's just such an impractical thing. They only made 3 shades of it. I think they've already announced that they're going to do a shade extension. I don't know when they plan on doing that. When I was complaining about the shade range and like being a little bit confused about it, someone did say they've already announced a shade extension, but it's also just like, I like don't know what they were thinking. I think when this is like, in theory, like a good idea, sort of. If you don't buy professional makeup, like RCMA makes this and it's like much cheaper and there are like more shades, and I'm fairly certain you could customize it too if you buy it from RCMA. If you wear like cream products a lot, you could also just depot yours and kind of make your own thing too. Like, you know, like it doesn't even have to all be from the same brand. My dream one, it would be like Omen from Ritual Defy, Intuition from Ritual Defy. And I don't really wear like cream complexion products too often. So like I probably would fill like a cream bronzer in one. So it would be like 3 contours essentially, like the Trixie cream blush in one of them. And then like for foundation or like coverage and stuff, I don't even know like what, I don't know, because I've tried the Mob one, that's fine. I tried the Dior stick, that's terrible. I hated the Dior stick, but the products work very well for me. I don't know that like everything is like a perfect tone for me. I'm going into the light contour first. And then the first couple times I used this, people told me I wasn't underpainting, but I also don't see the value for me personally and what I need out of coverage. Like, I don't really need to like put something on top of it. It feels like a lot. I'm gonna go into the darker contour. I think that they blend well enough into one another that you don't need to add something on top of it to enhance the blend even more. And like, I don't know, my impression of underpainting, like how I understood it before this whole thing, was that basically you would just kind of like do your face, like conceal, highlight, contour, bronze, and creams. And then you would essentially like set them with the powder versions, like their powder contour, the powder contour, the powder bronzer, the powder blush, you know, powder highlight. You would put that all on top of it, like brightening powder. And then like that was considered underpainting. So like, I don't know. So taking the darker contour on my jawline, although I do have a lot, I didn't shave. If we're gonna be doing MESSMAS, we're gonna have to make some consolidations so that my skin doesn't go completely, completely crazy. I'm gonna take the corrector under my eye, and then the brighter highlight I'm gonna put on the high points of my cheek, down the center of the nose, and in the center of the forehead. And then for the darker of the highlights, gonna focus it on more of the perimeter areas. And then when I blend it out, I'm gonna start with the lighter shades and focusing on blending them out first, so I don't get any of the darker shades on the brush or a lot of it on the brush, and then move on to blending out the darker shades. Okay, gorgeous. I'm gonna actually powder my forehead just with my regular powders so that I can let my bangs down, so we can do the rest of my face bangs down. Before we move on to anything else, I just wanna take a second to look at how good my skin looks with this complexion product on. And I have worn it to a concert and it lasted really well. There were other things that I did to also make sure that my makeup lasted longer for the concert, but it was part of that process and it held up very well on my face through a concert where I was jumping and sweating and it was hot outside and there was a lot of people and moving, you know, just like there was so many things that could have done it wrong. But like, why would I put a foundation on top of the way that this looks? Although this isn't super blended. So one thing about facial hair and cream products, it's like cream products can kind of like set if you like leave them on your face unattended. It can sometimes be harder to blend out seamlessly. It's like, it's just like, it doesn't need to have anything else done with it. And I've not tried like a cream foundation stick or like concealer stick that I really like that has ever like looked like this on my skin. I just think my skin looks super healthy and angelic just without anything on top of it. I think it looks so good. So I don't know. This is how I would use it if I bought this product. But the other problem I have with this, and I've said this before, is like you're going to use some of the shades up faster. And I don't think that there's any plans for like refills, where like with RCMA, you could get refills. If you were using like Mob products, you could just buy the one shade that you wanted. So it'll be like useful until it isn't. And also the other thing is, for me, this is something that I might keep and just attempt to try to pan, because I don't think it would take a ton of effort. I think the things that would take me the longest are the color corrector, because I just don't use a ton of it, and probably one of the contours. I don't know if it would be the light or the darker one, but I haven't used this a ton of times. And I just have really good dips going in all of them. So I don't know. I just think it's like messy. And like, even if I cleaned it up, like, I don't know. I don't think a friend would want this. It's not a well thought out thing, but I do like the quality of the product inside, but I don't think it's perfect. And it's not something I would recommend anyone buying. It's such an impractical thing, I think, for most people. I was going to maybe throw on the Simi Haze bronzer, but I think we've seen enough of her. Cheek products today, I actually picked out some stuff that's a little bit warmer. I think that'll be okay with this purple color. I don't think it's gonna be like too clashing. So I'm gonna use one of these. This is from Trixie Cosmetics. This is their Trixie Sticks blush in the shade Puddin'. I have and love the shade Baby, and I bought Baby. They also eventually, they sent it to me in PR when they sent me like the whole line of them. I don't love any of the other colors as much. And I don't know. It's just like, they don't look as good on the skin as that one does. And I don't know if it's just like a color thing. It's a very light color, Baby is. This one's a darker color. And I don't know. I just like, I don't think any of the darker ones have looked as good. So there are two brown nudie shades. This is the darker of the two. It just looks orange. Positively orange. Like, it just doesn't read as neutral. Like, that color, there's like, they're pretty disparate. A lot of the brown things that Trixie Cosmetics make seem to do that on me. There's a brown in the like Queen Pin palette that did the same thing to me, where it looks brown in a thick swatch, and then you put it on your eye and blend it out, and then you're just like left with orange. I'm not sure I'm like loving this color combo, but it's what we have going on. I don't think it looks like terrible either. I don't know. I'm sad because I really like Baby so much. It's just a shame that the other shades are like, I'm not vibing with as much, and I don't think they're as good. Even like the shades that I might wear more, like the shade Honey. I don't love it as much. I think I bought Cam the shade Honey, and I don't think she likes that either, which makes sense. It was confusing at first because it was like, of course, why, like, it's not any different than Baby, but it does feel different. I don't know. There's something about the lighter one. Anyone who's tried, like, because the bronzer is so good, it feels like, why is the blush doesn't feel as good. I'm going to move on to highlighter. For highlighter, I'm going to use this. This is a little sample I have of the shade Solaris from Ritual Defy. This is like a pinky champagne highlighter. And I've had a full size of this before, but I decluttered it because it went off. Because I had it for a long time. Because it was released with this other shade called Linares. And it was like a purpley color. It was really gorge. I think the pink in the highlighter on top of the orangish blush, it's kind of like, it's pulling it all together. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't know that I think that tied the eyeshadow into the blush, I think. The haircut's slaying so hard. I want to use this from Hung Van Go. This is called Follow the Natural Shape. This is the lip liner. So if you watched a previous video of mine, I put an eyeliner on my lips and I was like confused because it didn't feel like a lip liner, and that's honestly because it wasn't. There are definitely products that are sold as like a lip liner, eyeliner combos, like the one from Makeup Forever. I have only ever used the Makeup Forever ones as like lip pencils, but the eyeliner that I used on my lips, which I did not realize it was an eyeliner. When I used it on my lips, it just like, it set really quickly and it was like, didn't want to blend. So we're just going to put this on and see if I feel differently about this formula. This is in the shade Follow the Natural Shape. Did I say that already? I don't know. That's a very natural lip line. It's like a slight bit warmer than my lip. So you can see it, but it's very subtle. This would definitely be a really good everyday lip liner, especially if I want to wear like a nude gloss or like a very pale lip color. This would be like a really good option for me as like a lip liner shade. So it was like fine. It's a little drier than I'd like, but it does give a little at a time to blend. It's a little bit sticky. What is it with lip liners being sticky? Like, I don't know. It's just like more recent lip liner formulas I've tried. Like the Trixie ones can be a little bit sticky. The Vive one was incredibly sticky. This is like a little bit sticky. It's like not a ton sticky though. So it's like no cause for concern there. It's fine. I don't know how much it costs, but I don't know. But because this was sent to me by a friend. So like, yeah, I don't know, but my skin looks so good, doesn't it? That's bananas. I'm going to put on this lip gloss from Trixie Cosmetics. This is in the shade Perfect 10. Okay, I'm fairly certain I do want to keep this lip gloss, so I do want to go in with the actual applicator. For sanitation reasons, I put disposable ones in products that I don't think I'm going to keep or that I'm still testing. It is annoying to do. There's like a little bit of purple in it, but it's not like a ton of purple. Like, it's kind of like a clear gloss that darkened my lips just like a little bit. I don't know that the lip liner goes with it. I feel like putting this on brought out the warmth in the lip liner, if you look at the perimeter of my lips. Unlike the other lip gloss I tried from Trixie, the one from the Teletubbies collection, this lip gloss is not as sticky as that one. So the clearer lip glosses, it might just be because it's like a milky color, that other one. Yeah, but I like this formula. I kept the one from the Teletubbies collection. It made it through my declutter. So like I do like that one. It's just like this clearer formula I think is more universally appealing. Okay, I'm gonna spray my face really quick with the Trixie setting spray. Orange and purple together can like really serve Halloween, but I think it's looking quite reasonable. That was playing with some new New To Me makeup. I also didn't powder my face other than the center of it. I just really love the way, well, we'll just start with this. We'll go out of order. Again, I really like the quality of the cream products in here. It's just such a fun system. I think if at launch they were like, we are planning on making refills, this is something that you could go on our website and customize and pick the colors that you wanted. We're gonna have pre-made options and then also customizable options. And I know that that's probably like a large cost for a small brand that's just starting out to incur, but just launch with a complexion product is risky to begin with because no one's going to be pleased with your shade range. And when you only released 3 of these, it just felt like, I don't know, it just felt like maybe you made a bunch of foundation shades, released the foundation shades, and then started adding in the concealers and the other parts of it, and then come out with this as an option. I want to get into her mind and like really understand, but I actually, in a real way, I don't actually want that. This is something I really like using, but I also think it's convoluted. It's complicated. It's like, I did buy this and I wanted to try it and it is delivering what I want, but also in a very real way, I think it's convoluted and it's just, if it works for you, like if you went into the store and all of these shades are like desired shades for you in one of the 3, that could potentially work for you. Flawed though it may be. Okay, the eyeshadow palette. As the eyeshadow has been on my eyes, I've been liking it a little bit more. Let's get you in for a sparkle cam while we're thinking about it. Meaning, while I'm thinking about it. Beautiful. That's focus on, baby. A little bit of unfocused. Very sparkly, very pretty. I'm conflicted on this because the color story I don't really like. And I also didn't really enjoy blending the mattes. But I do feel as though that the shimmers are really pretty, but like shimmers are pretty, just period. Like even on the worst palette, shimmers are pretty. So yeah, I'm feeling just like, I don't know. It's just like, you see what I mean? Like, it's just like, what was the vision here? I just don't know that I'm getting it. And then, yeah, the matte formula isn't my favorite. I just don't think this is a palette like I could like full-heartedly with my full chest recommend and feel like you would get a ton of value out of it just based on my experience using it the couple times I have. You could make it work, but when at this price point, I don't think could make it work or having to figure out solutions is what one should have to do. That's just my opinion. Okay, let's move on. We did not. I think this worked better as a primer. If we remove the fact that they were trying to sell this as a setting powder, I think it's a good product. If they would have just sold it as a pore filling primer, I think that's a more realistic expectation. This kind of like blotting balm thing. It has been around, but like, I don't know that it's ever been like a home run for any brand, maybe other than Danessa Myricks. I think that people view Danessa Myricks' brand very different than they view other brands. And like when Danessa does something that might also be on the market, it's like viewed as revolutionary, whereas like, I don't know. I don't know. That's like up to you. I wouldn't buy this with my money. And yeah, even though it is a pretty good primer, I do really think that I look really perfected throughout here, but I honestly do also mostly attribute that to the Mary Phillips product. So yeah, it's a no from me. This is definitely like probably not going to make it through the reckoning, but I'm going to use it a couple more times in the way that I did today to see if it like sparks interest. But I've had pore filling primers that I've decluttered that I really liked and like purposefully bought because it's just not a thing I do a ton. And I'm someone who will prime my face 8 different ways. So keep that in mind. Another primer, because I used 2. It's still a little bit perplexed by this. It's a beautiful primer, and it's in better packaging, I guess, than the Skin Nova. I do think I prefer Pump, but like I'm honestly like at a little bit of a loss as to like how they're different. So maybe in one of these new playing with makeup videos during MESSMAS, I'll put one on half my face and one on the other half of my face to really try to like dissect the differences. But so far to me, it's like either one is really beautiful. So if you are into jars, go for it. If you like glowy skin, either is good an option. This is my preferred one. Solaris is really pretty. I've like had it before, the highlighter I have on my face. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. I really have no complaints about it, but I just have a little sample of that. The blush, I'm coming around to it as it sits on my skin. But I don't think I would keep this color. I want it to be more brown, and it definitely reads more orange. If it was a more pinky warm brown, like something like a Mimi from Westman Atelier, I think that that would be something I would be more interested in. But I don't see this shade making it through my reckoning at the beginning of next year either. So TBD. The lip gloss, I do really like the Perfect 10 lip gloss. I think it's really pretty. It's a really nice formula. Feels very nourishing. It doesn't feel sticky, like it's clumping together on my lips. It also doesn't feel like it's trying to like escape my lip line. So really gorgeous. And what was the last thing? The lip liner. I could take or leave the Hung Van Gogh lip liner. That's gonna end the video, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out the pinned comment down below to support any causes if you have extra money. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships if you're into that. Other than that, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow your HOTE and you'll find me, and I'll see you in a video very soon.